Hey, my lovelies, and welcome back to episode 3 of Enchanted by Nature. And it is the next day. Ivy is currently working on her writer freelancer career. She's writing a feedback report while Clover has gone into work. It is also the day after, or basically the morning, after the afternoon, after Ivy transformed into a fairy. She doesn't know what has happened to her, why this has happened to her. All she knows is now she has wings that she can luckily make disappear, or she can let them disappear so Clover doesn't see. But she doesn't know how Clover is gonna react. She doesn't know if she wants to tell Clover about this, just because she doesn't know why this happened to her. So she really wants to find Annabella, and she wants to know like why this happened to her, like why Annabella did this to her, if there's a reason, or if this was just a random event. So she is gonna finish up writing her report, and then she will head over to where she to like the area. She's gonna ask around if she can find Annabella. So I think I might actually go over here in town, and we can find the little gnome store, so we can. Is she actually hungry? Because I don't think she's hungry, so she's not gonna. We can have her buy some coffee. She's just gonna buy some coffee, and while she's buying some coffee, she's gonna ask um Glenn about about like Annabella, and if he knows about her, and if so, where she can find her. Wow, my brain is not working today. But she's just gonna ask if there's anything he knows about her, because he's a local store owner. So she's hoping that maybe he knows about the people living in Innis Green. Okay, that's mean. That's very mean. So I guess we don't get a coffee, but we are we are going to say that he stepped out of his stall to tell her that Annabella actually lives in Fables Enchanted Cottage, which is in one of the other neighborhoods of Innisgreen. So she's just immediately going to travel over, and in the hopes of finding Annabella, catching her. She's gonna text Clover that she's heading out because Clover will be coming home from her job at 5. So if she's not back before 5, that Clover can just do her own thing, and that she will eat later. But she just really wants to see if she can find Annabella. So we are going to do a little bit of traveling, and let's see if we can find her. So she's traveled to the Star Song Lounge, and she knows that Annabella lives in this area, but she doesn't know exactly where Annabella lives. So she's just gonna roam around the area, see if there's anything that she can find. We actually have this little house there where she can learn about Everdell history. So she is going to just see if there's anything that she can find out, and if there's any exploring that she can do to find Annabella. And while she's also looking around, she sees somebody else with wings. So she's realizing that because she now has her own wings, that she can more easily see the people around her. And oh, Felix, yes, sure, Felix. We can grab a coffee, but maybe a little bit later. We're gonna say that she's pushing it maybe a bit later, just so she can try to find Annabella and get the truth about why she transformed her into a fairy. So for now, she's just asking around in this area. Maybe she's investing some documents to see if there's anything that she can find on Annabella. And it says the history of Everdell began after Mother Nature used the full moon's powers to pour her emotions into Moondrop Springs, and the spring was left forever enchanted with a mind of its own. From there, the Moondrop Springs served as the birthplace of fairies, whereby the raw emotions of Mother Nature, the springs and fairies in tandem naturally evolved into the fantastical forest seen today. So she's just reading about this lore, which to her sounds more and more as something true. We do also have Leanne over here, Leanne Durham, who is a fairy spying on Karen. And I did give her the fairy stories aspiration so we can work a little bit on seeing what this aspiration entails. I can show it from this. Basically, you have to become a fairy, throw, and then reach the glimmering fairy rank, use fairy dust to enchant 3 times, and visit the Mossville Fairy Hub and use it 3 times. So we already did it once. There is one thing that I am debating a little bit with this aspiration, so I want to hear you lovely's opinion about it. Befriend 2 fairy teams. She is a lonely. I don't think she would be, like, she's hot-headed, she's kind of a loner. I don't think she would actively go out and meet fairies to become friends with. Well, maybe we'll say that in order to tick this off, she has to investigate, meet 2 fairies, and actually learn a bit more about the fairy power. So maybe we'll say that it's actually the fairy, and she has to find 2 fairy mentors. There's also a lot of stuff, actually. I've never been in this neighborhood so far, just and only to take pictures. We have a stone that can teleport us to any of the worlds. But I'm not seeing Annabella so far. We have this house over here, but still nothing. Is there anything else? Oh, we have this house over here. But nobody from there. So what I think I'm going to have her do is, while she is just waiting for Annabella to pop up in the neighborhood, Clover has made a promotion. Okay, that's great. She will have a new shift on Thursday, so she does have tomorrow off. But maybe she is going to do a little bit of searching around the neighborhood. So we're just going to say find collectibles. Felix is calling again. He had a date with Phoenix that went well. Of course, they're friends with benefits, so they're not really... they had a relationship, but they broke up, but they're still friends with benefits. So I don't think she really minds if he does enter into a relationship. I don't think she's feeling sad, but yeah, she's happy that she hooked him up, but she's feeling sad from her ADHD, so I don't think she's really minding that he has somebody that he likes instead. And Felix is saying, okay, we're gonna say sorry, Felix, not now. We'll have to postpone just a little bit. Felix really wants to hang out with us. Maybe we will hang out with him later, but she's just gonna do a little bit of searching for now. And I'll keep roaming the neighborhood to see if we can find Annabelle. So Ivy has spotted Annabelle. She is now coming over. She is feeling a little bit overwhelmed, but she is going to complain to Annabelle about what has happened to her and why Annabelle has done what she did. So she's not interested in hearing it. She's saying, like, not here, not out in the open. Like, I'm not going to discuss this with you. If you want to know why, like, I did what I did, come to my house. It's near the trees. If you really want to discuss things and really want to be open to listen to what I have to say, I will tell you. But we are not going to discuss this out in the open. So she's just gonna tell, like, I'll show you the address, I will tell you there, but you will have to be open and be willing to talk to me in order to listen to what I have to say. She wants to attempt to seduce. So she's just gonna say, let's see, she's now ask about mood. Okay. So she's now gonna just tell her, like, okay, I guess I'll come with you. I guess I will come over to your house and hear you out, because I just want to know why you did what you did to me, and I just want to know, like, the truth instead of just struggling with being something that I wasn't born and just being transformed out of the blue. Like, what do I do? How do I tell my family? Like, do I keep the secret? I just want to hear from you. So we are gonna travel to her house together. We are gonna go over here. And we are gonna follow Annabelle inside and hopefully learn a bit more about the truth from her. Alright, so we've arrived at Annabelle's house. It is this little fairy cottage that I got off the gallery, but I did change the colors to suit a little bit more Annabelle's theme, but I do think it looks so gorgeous. And basically, she is going to invite us into the kitchen slash living room. So we are going to sit and chat here. She's feeling a little bit dazed from her PMS. She also does have a little goat, which I find really cute, as it's called, let's see, it's called Crumpy, which I find very fitting. She's already sitting here. We are going to sit here as well. And why are you in your bathing suit? You're not erratic, so please stay in your regular outfits. She's really not in a good mood. But let's see, we are coming over. She even has a crow, so she does have a few animals. But let's see what she has to say. So we're just gonna do a little bit of talking. She wants to blow a kiss. I don't think we're gonna do that. We're gonna do deep thoughts. No. Gossip. Let's see, what would be the right mood for what I want to discuss? Interest. Discuss health, maybe? I'm just checking like what would be the right thing to use as like a thing. And maybe small talk, um maybe we're just talking about healthy living. Like we're just gonna do a few interactions. Basically, she's telling her that she saw Ivy and she knew that Ivy was special. She knew that Ivy would be the one able to help her, and she needs allies. She needs allies to defeat an evil, and she thinks these. Okay, Ivy has her right, but she thinks that Ivy can help her defeat this evil. So she transformed Ivy to get her power, to help her grow stronger, to train her in the art of being a fairy. You can apologize to her. And she does apologize for making transforming Ivy out of the blue, but she was scared that if she didn't, that she would lose Ivy out of her sight, so she had to act quickly. But she was just trying to make Ivy be like Ivy being special, to have Ivy be as what she thinks Ivy has inside. Like she wants to have Ivy have she wants Ivy to have powers to showcase the thing that she sees inside, and she wants to have Ivy train with her, be on her side, so she can have Ivy help her. So Ivy's also saying, like, don't you have anybody who can help you with this? Like, why does it have to be me? Why? She's gonna express her feelings. Like, why does it have to be me? Like, why do you want me to be on your side? Like, I don't know why. And we're gonna say that at this point, the evil trait, she's just seeing Annabella as evil, like hearing, like from what she did to her. It's not really going well with this relationship between the two of them. They're gonna try to find some common ground. But the only thing that Annabella wants to do is she just really hopes that she can get Ivy's help. She says like, if just think about it, take some time, try to sleep over it, and just let me know your thoughts about it. But if you are willing to help me out, and if you're willing to defeat an evil here in Innisgreen, just let me know. I'll be here waiting for you. I'll be here ready for you. And my associate will be here waiting for you. And if you are willing to learn about your powers, if you're willing to grow stronger, to make sure that nobody can ever hurt you, but also to help me do this right thing, then come find me and let me know. So we are going to head home. I'm going to release Annabella from my control. But she's just gonna think about what Annabella said, that it was out of necessity that she thinks that Ivy can help her. And she's now beginning to doubt like whether she should hate Annabella or whether she should listen to Annabella and actually try to help her out. So that's something that she's gonna try to take a couple of next days to just work on. And tomorrow we'll be following Clover to work a little bit more on these fables, because she does have to work on the apothecary skill. So I want to have her start working on this. I want to have her try to get some of the stuff. And then we also have to ask Sims about the fairy beliefs and fairy dust. We're gonna say that Ivy, she had to brush off some fairy dust. She now sees it. She heard that that Clover is looking for this like fairy dust, which is supposed to be magical, but it's just a lure kind of thing. So Ivy's gonna say like, hey, I saw some lying around, like I saw some at the curio shop. I found this. I heard you were looking for it to help somebody out, so I just bought it for you instead of saying to Clover that it's actually her own fairy dust. So we'll just work a little bit more on the fables in the morning and give Ivy some thoughts to think about what she wants to do. It is the next morning. It is close to 8:30 a.m. And last night we received fairy dust from Ivy. Clover cannot believe it that she actually got some fairy dust that her sister is willing to help her out. So she's gonna be really excited going over to the Great Gnome and wake the Great Gnome. So she's putting on her outerwear and she's gonna run over very happily to see what will happen if she wakes the Great Gnome. She's also been working a little bit on her apothecary skills, so she's now level 1. She doesn't know much about it. She does think that she might need to get some stuff, so maybe she will head over into Spruceberry Grove to buy some stuff for the apothecary skill to see if she can actually learn more about it and craft the elixir that she needs to craft. I do want to take a picture of this, so I'm just quickly going to turn off headline effects off. So you can actually take a picture of her waking the Great Gnome. She's actually sprinkling the fairy dust on the Great Gnome. So I'm just going to head a little bit closer. And taking a picture this way. And let's see what it says. We have water shot of day. But that's not what I want. The Great Gnome has awoken, but the flames of ancient anger burst forth. There must be something Clover can do. She's gonna try to soothe the Great Gnome. And it says, huzzah, he awakes. What magic he makes. Enchanted and lively, our savior. And should you come yell, he might cast a spell to reward you if you're in his favor. His heart that you did free, and the gnomes cheer with glee. You've awakened what once was asleep. Now off you go, you have much more to know. The lore of this tale runs so deep. So we received a gnome in our inventory and a reward trade. We have now unlocked the My Sleeping Giant. So this is something we've already read, but that's one of the fables that we've unlocked. And we got a traded set. Now you gnome. Okay, so Sims in the gnome can now receive the Great Gnome's gifts, a connection most Sims would kick for. If they can appease the gnome's timely desires, goodies shall be granted. However, the Great Gnome can be fickle and the wrong choice may yield an ailing outcome. So we can appease, let's see, we're gonna try to give some coffee. It is early in the morning, so maybe coffee will work. And I think it did work. Yes, so we've actually gotten some stuff from the Great Gnome for the apothecary skill. So we've achieved an acorn, aura petal, a lump of moss, and small critter bone. Okay, so we got some new entries. Acorns, while these are common everyday acorns, they can be somewhat hard to find. According to the Innis Green locals, squirrels are responsible for stashing them in all places. Acorns are important ingredients for all sorts of elixirs. They can be found while foraging for apothecary ingredients or purchased from Apothecary Tots Cures and Elixirs market stall in the Spruceberry Grove neighborhood of Innis Green, as long as it's in stock. Acorns can only be purchased from an apothecary table upon reaching level 10 of the apothecary skill. Then aura petals. These delicate petals still hum with enchanted avenue energy. They are harvested from the aura blossom plant and are used in apothecary crafting. These plants and their seeds can be found around Innis Green. Aura petals can also be found while foraging for apothecary ingredients or purchased from the market stall in the Spruceberry Grove neighborhood of Innis Green, as long as it's in stock. They can also be directly purchased from an apothecary table or via computer. Then moss. These soft lumps of moss smell rich and earthy. It's an important apothecary ingredient. It can be found while foraging or purchased, and can also be directly purchased. And then the small critter bones are very useful. It's best not to think about where these come from, circle of life and all that. They can be found while foraging or purchased. And small critter bones can only be purchased from the table when you reach level 10. So to actually make the elixir that she wants to make, what do we need? Let's see, she needs to be level 3. We can already create the creation impulse cure. And then to reach level 3, we need to do the enhanced eyes. And we need to have 2 lemons for it, which we don't have yet. And we still need to work. So I'm actually going to see if we can create this. Wait, before I do that. Daisy and aura petal. Okay, we're fine. It's different ingredients than what we need to create. So I'm just going to have her try it out. And oh, we have a little kitty here. And then, you're living in Willow Creek. I was about to say, like, you're not a neighbor from... should be local and non-uncle, so I cannot ask you. Wait, we can ask Glenn. Actually, I want to ask about the Num Nums menu, and then I also want to see if we can ask Glenn about what fairy... Oh, the nomenclature just suggests asking other Sims. I was about to say maybe we could ask him, but no, he doesn't want us to. Is somebody running around here? Can we ask this person? No, because they disappeared. I'll just keep checking if we can ask some other people about the thing. There's nobody at the... I was about to say at the fish deck that we can talk to. Is there nobody in this town that we can actually talk to? There we have somebody. But you were the person from Widow Creek, right? Yeah. You're the person from Widow Creek, so I cannot talk to you. Ivy is getting a call. Who's calling you? Felix again. Felix really wants to hook up with us. She did sleep in the fairy house to regenerate her emotional force. We also do need a shower. Can we do it in the fairy house? Actually, yeah, we can. But I'm just gonna use the No, I guess we will take a bath in here. We're gonna say that her sister doesn't notice that she's actually going into a fairy house. Because she's very busy making her new cure. And she's now thinking, like, I need to learn this skill because somebody asked me to create this so I could learn more about Innis Green, which is something that Grandma wants us to do. So maybe I can work more on this skill. I actually like doing this. Like, maybe I can even start helping some people with this skill. Do we have you? Yes! You're from Widow Green. Widow Green? Innis Green. And we have a teen as well. Are you from Innis? You're an elder. But you're both from Innis Green, so I guess we have... If you're from Ravenwood. But we have at least 2 people that we can maybe ask about the fairies. So she's just gonna introduce herself to both of these Sims. And hopefully we can get some more to work on the 2 fables. So she's asking this person, what fairies do you believe in? We've also met this guy, so I'm gonna try to see if we can get the same from him. She is feeling 30, and this person says the Fair family. Believe in the Fair family. At only 3 feet tall, they can slip through secret passageways in nature. If you're worried about the Crimbills, Iron can protect you, or so I'm told. So, are you gonna talk over to this guy? Is he stopping? Can we actually talk to him about the fairy beliefs? How many more do we need? 4 more. So we have 2 green sims. We're gonna say that she's not able to see them. She just sees normal sims. Even though we can ask them for a magic beam. But we're just gonna be cheerful to both of them. And hopefully that will be 3 more sims that we can ask the... What fairies do you believe in? Oh wait, actually none are called, so I don't think plant sims count. Just gonna ask this guy first. He believes in moss maidens, which is diligent weavers of moss who understand the healing properties of plants. We have this person. Are you in mixologist and in this green? That is great. So, friendly introduction. And oh, you have way too much makeup on, girl. But she's doing a nice introduction, and let's see. Friendly interest. We cannot ask you. Wait, you're a fairy, aren't you? Yeah, she probably is she's probably an occult sim. We have this guy here. He's just homeless, so maybe we can ask him instead. And we're just gonna say to these people, bye. We have to pay rent. Yes, we will, but we first want to chat with Joe, who is coming over to us. And then we have this guy as well. Are you living in this green? Yes, you are. So first, Joe, the homeless sim with a very high cheekbones. Please tell me, yes, what fairies do you believe in? So that will be another. And then we have somebody from, unfortunately, Chestnut Ridge. But we know this guy hopefully is not a fairy. Friendly instruction. He believes in the seedy and unseedy, the light and the dark. The seedy were once known to reward helpful people, but like all fairies, they can be unpredictable. Thank you. More fires is unfortunately not living here. But stop talking to Joe and go to Ayo. Can we get it from him? Because we only need 2 more sims after this. Ivy, in the meantime, she's just reading a book. She's like happy to be at home. And she's just trying to lose her thoughts in a book while thinking over what Annabelle has said. Please do a cheerful introduction, girl. Just walk over. I told you to walk over. Don't let this guy disappear. And he's disappeared. You are from Ravenwood. Is there anybody who can talk to me that is from Innis Green and that is not a fairy? Maybe we should actually go to the museum. And maybe we're just gonna try this person. I know it's a plant sim, but maybe plant sims do not count. So we're just gonna try with a plant sim. If it works, great. If it doesn't, we're gonna go to the museum. Okay, so I couldn't find the final person, so I've traveled to the museum. Let's see. Yes! Yes, you're homeless. Oh no, not you're homeless, but you're from Innis Green. So please, Carmelo, let's do a cheerful introduction. And let's see if you can tell us about the final. We also have a guest here at the museum. But hopefully this will be enough. She's also a little bit bored. But we are gonna try. Interest. Yes, final one. Okay, ask Sims about their fairy beliefs. And that's the final one. So I'm gonna open a notebook. We have the Jumbos, which is 2 feet tall with sylvan hair. They come out to dance in the moonlight. An invite to one of their magnificent feasts would be a milestone for sure. And then we have Dryads, their forest fairies who protect the woodlands and only reveal themselves when anchored. Luckily, you can appease them with offerings. Wait, who does that sound like? So we now need to find a fairy ring in Spruceberry Grove, and we still need to use... We need to find a lemon. So since we're at the museum, I'm just quickly going to showcase what this lot looks like as I haven't visited yet. We have a bunch of decorations over here. It does already start with this little book thing. Then we have like this whole area for all types of gnomes, as it is a gnome museum. So I do think it's really cute. This is also the gnome that we actually received. So you can see here, it's the same gnome. And then we have the Creation Impulse cure as well in our inventory. And then for the upstairs area, you have like this little area where we can do some apothecary. And it looks basically like an attic area. And then you can go all the way out to have this viewpoint where you can also do a little bit of painting. So it's not too bad. I actually do think it's a very cute lot. I do know that because if you build for EA, you cannot fully add anything. I would have liked to have some other stuff to do. But you do have to keep in mind, of course, that you're limited with only the base game and the regular pack. So maybe I will find something to replace this lot to just have a bit more stuff to do. We are going to travel to Spruce Dairy Grove to find a fairy ring. So that's something that she does want to do. And we'll hopefully we can also try to see if we can get some more knowledge from Todd about... Actually, I want to go to the Tistle Gardens. Maybe we can buy some stuff from him for apothecary that can help us boost our skills, because she does find it interesting. She's never done it anything like apothecary, even though she does know a lot about plants and flowers. So it's a new skill that she's willing to try out to see if there's more things that she can learn from it. So we've arrived in the Tistle Gardens, and actually there are a lot of plants out here. We're not going to chat with Mara, but you do have a lot of different plants. Unfortunately, these are not the plants that you normally get with this spec. They are all base game plants as far as I can see. But it does look like a very cute area with like a little community garden area. You can play some chess or some play garden equipment for the kids. I think this is a really lovely area. We also have a little shack over here where we can actually plant a fairy seedling, which is interesting. I'm then just checking where we can find a fairy ring. We have some more plants over here. Where in Spruce Dairy Grove would we be able to find a fairy ring? I have no idea. I'm just gonna check around. We do have some things to dig, so maybe we'll just do a little bit of digging as well. Well, I'll try to find a fairy ring. Okay, it took me a little while to find, but I think this is the fairy ring. So we have the little restaurant that I placed down here. It's across from the garden and life house plants. Gardening and life house plant supplies store, which I do want to visit as well. And then in front of the little community garden. So I actually passed it several times without actually noticing. But she's currently doing a little bit of looking. We did build up the natural living skill. So we are slowly building it up by doing some foraging. I do want to have her just see if we can do some more foraging in the past or in the future. But for now, we are going to interact with the little fairy ring. And then what I also want to do is I do want to buy some gardening stuff. But let's see. She was feeling a bit cold, so I placed her in this area. She also feels, let's see, with a collection of folklore, how will Clover choose? Nature's circle awaits her decision. She is thinking about having an adventure. I feel like this counts for having an adventure, trying to solve all the fables. But let's just see what happens if we interact with the little ring. So I don't get any pop-up, but we can now claim a fairy belief. So first we're gonna do a little bit of shopping and basically, okay, we can buy an Aura Blossom seed, which I do want to buy. We can also buy some farmer veggies and herbs. Let's just buy 3. We have enough money. We can buy some gardening books, a lot of planters. We can buy the lightning root seed, the moody shrub seed, some seasonal plants. I'm just gonna try Because we need some stuff. So I'm just going to buy 3 of all the seeds. Which is going to take a top of our money. I also want to see if we can get this. Because we actually can plant, I believe, some of the stuff. If we have like the tabletop plant pot. So I'm also going to buy 5 pots. It will take half of our money. But we will be able to like get all of the seeds for how do I say, for like the things that for the apothecary skill. And there's also some new seeds that maybe we can get. She does have to claim a fairy belief, so I'm just checking. Select a fairy ring and choose a belief. Okay. So we're gonna just check one more time what everything is. Enchanted by nature. Origini, which is live in liminal zones where water meets land. Dryads, I feel like forest fairies protecting the woodland, or moss maidens. Healing properties of plants. Perfume, light and dark, royalties. I feel honestly for her that she would maybe believe in moss maidens. So weavers of moss who understand the healing powers of plants, because she believes that plants do have a lot of impact and a lot of healing. So we are going to go back to the fairy ring. Or we're going to say, I believe in moss maidens. We've also unlocked a family recipe. Oh, poor girl. So she has declared her fairy belief. It did give us some money, and we must receive for the moss believer. Okay. And it says, this went on for days. He got so much praise, their marriage had started to... Oh, this is about the... Rise and Shine. So this is about the... Wait, let me see. Down by a creek alongside a road sat a house like a true short stack. The man who resides was searching for guides to fix his marriage, it was whack. So during the day he decided to stay and clean up the house and make it shine, but after an hour he took a long shower and stated the mess should be fine. Then deep in the night from sparkle or might the house was made all neat and clean, and when they awoke the syrupy bloke took credit for scrubbing the scene. This went on for days, he got so much praise, their marriage had started to mend. But Cake Man was skeptic, the ruse felt so hectic, he needed the mystery to end. He snuck down at nightfall to see fairies so small, zapping his kitchen pristine. So he left them a snack, grilled cheese for the hack, for buttering up his dear queen. So basically somebody got some help from fairies and took all the credit for themselves. Are there any other fables that we can actually get from Todd? Let's see. I want to just quickly check if there's anything else we can get from Todd. I'm also gonna haggle with Todd, and I want to see if there's anything we can discuss. So, okay, we cannot acquire any fables, so we'll just haggle to see if we can buy some more stuff, and I guess I will end the episode there then. But let's first see if we cannot haggle. Okay. I guess that's it. So for the next episode, we will hear Ive's decision on whether she will let Annabelle teach her, whether she will help Annabella out. Furthermore, we will start working on our apothecary skill with Clover, so she can work a little bit more on the fables and start doing this. So I will open all the packages just to see what stuff we can get first. So we got a few new items. We got the onion, the carrot, a snapdragon, pear, bluebell, mushroom, lily, spinach, dahlia, and crocus. Then we got the prehistoric rock fossil, the silver leaf frog, and for ingredients, these ones we already had, but we now can plant some of them and start getting some more stuff. So this in terms, I feel like there are a few more ingredients that we can find, and it looks like most of them will be some potions that we will need for the different kind of crafts. But we will find more on that in the next episode, where we will also, as mentioned, find out what Ivy's decision is. So I hope you lovelies like this episode where we learned a little bit more about what Annabella wants. We know that she wants to find an evil, but we don't know what kind of evil and why she specifically wants to find it or who her ally is. We also have done 2 fables with Clover that are fully finished. So we awoke the Great Gnome and we had her get a fairy belief, and now she specifically believes in moss maidens. So from this, I think we will like just try to every day try to get some goodies from the Great Gnome. Hopefully we don't can she the fairies need to rest. So we can try to actually change our belief maybe and then get some other stuff from it. That's interesting to know. But on all, I hope you lovelies like this episode. If you do, click the like button down below. Let me know what you think of Annabella. Do you trust her? Do you think she's actually fighting an evil? Or do you think that maybe she has a different agenda? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you're not subscribed yet and don't want to miss out on either a wholesome or chaotic video, make sure you click the little subscribe button down below as well. And I'll see you lovelies in the next one.